Hello everyone, my name is Heather Autumn and welcome to my channel. Okay, so as I'm recording this, it's kind of chilly outside. It's been a really warm fall. And it's also very blustery. It's really pretty when driving because all of these leaves are like falling all over the road. It's really picturesque. But we're in that in-between state of not quite Thanksgiving, but definitely over Halloween. And so I wanted to show you kind of an in-between recipe. Today I'm going to show you how to make a turkey pumpkin chili. It's one of those things where you can make a bunch of it and then freeze it and then thaw it out as you go. There are just days I just don't feel like cooking, like especially when it starts getting colder. I like to come home and almost hibernate. So having some chili in the freezer where I can just pop it out and thaw it out is awesome. This also doesn't have a lot of ingredients, so it's, again, very cost effective. I always feel like that's important when you're getting close to the holidays and it's easy to splurge on gifts. This also doesn't have a lot of ingredients, and it's one of those recipes where you can throw pretty much everything in a pot and just let it go. All right, so before we begin, I just want to let you know that if you really want to try this recipe out and you want everything written for you, check the description below because I will link to my blog where I will have everything step by step written out, including the ingredients, and you can give it a try. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so this is one of those recipes where I would recommend prepping everything before you get started, because once you get everything going, it moves very quickly because it is kind of one of those one-pot meals. So this includes prepping all of your spices. I put all of mine in one bowl, and then also chopping your onion, your jalapeno, as well as your green bell pepper. All right, so the first thing you want to do is put a big pot onto your stove and get it heated up. Add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to it, and then add in your onion and cook that for about 5 to 7 minutes. After that, you're going to stir in your jalapeno and your green bell pepper and stir that for about 3 to 5 minutes. Next, you want to add in your garlic. Now you can chop this ahead of time with your other vegetables, or you can be like me and get it from a jar. And I tend to not really measure the garlic so much because I really enjoy it. So I just took a spoonful and popped that in. And then you're going to stir that constantly for about 30 seconds. You definitely don't want that to burn, so keep an eye on it. After that, you're going to add in your turkey. Now for me, mine was semi-thawed because I always keep some turkey on hand in the freezer. So I partially thawed it in my microwave and then I added that to the pot. But you're gonna wanna cook it until it's fully browned. From there, you want to add in your spices. Now this is going to include a 1.5 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/2 teaspoon of dried oregano, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. And feel free to add more if you like it spicy, or leave it out completely if you're not a fan of spice. So once you're done adding in all of your spices, you're gonna add in your diced tomatoes, and that's undrained, as well as your pumpkin puree, and it'll say 100% pumpkin on it, not the pumpkin pie mix, as well as your chicken broth. And from there, you want to raise the temperature so that you start it boiling. So while you're waiting for that to come to a boil, you can take your red beans and your black beans and just give them a good rinse, especially right out of the can. Make sure they're nice and clean, and then pop them into the pot as well. From there, you want to reduce the heat to low, and then the recipe I got wasn't very specific on whether it should be covered or not. I tend to cover my chili, so I'm going to recommend that here, that you cover and let it simmer for around 30 minutes. After that 30 minutes is up, you are good to go. Okay, so here it is. So I think this is called Cincinnati style, where you can put your chili over some noodles, and that's definitely what I did here. You can kind of see them. I'm gonna give this a try. It's so nice and warm. It's perfect for today. Okay, here it is. So I have some of those noodles. Of course, it is all wrapped up with that chili. And I have some of the Greek yogurt as well as the green onions and some avocado. So let's give it a try. chili is so perfect for cold days. That is so good. If you're a carb queen like I am, feel free to put it over some spaghetti. Otherwise, you can totally omit that. It's really up to you. That was so good. I don't know what it is about chili that is just so warm and cozy. It makes me want to like put on a movie and get a nice fluffy blanket and curl up on the couch. And maybe it's also because I only have to cook it once and I'm pretty much good for whenever. The way I get so lazy during the winter, it's not even funny. It's like near depression level. I like how the pumpkin kind of peeks through, but it's not overwhelming. There's not like, oh, a mouthful of pumpkin. And I also feel like the addition of the jalapenos didn't really add heat to it as much as it added flavor. And then the pinch of the cayenne that I added in just gave it the slightest bit of warmth, and I actually think it worked with the smoked paprika to just kind of make it warm as opposed to spicy or hot in the mouth. So if you're really worried about whether this is a hot chili, it's not. It's kind of a warm chili. So I hope you like this quick little episode and that this is a good little in-between or whenever meal. Again, if you're one of those people who likes your recipes written out like I do, please check the description below and I will have a link to my blog. But other than that, this is a travel and food vlog. And so if you're into that kind of thing, please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. It'll let you know when I have a new episode out, which is most consistently on Sundays. I always release on Sundays, but lately I've been playing with different times for additional videos. So it's kind of just thrown in randomly. So that's all the more reason to hit the notification bell. So again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day or week. All right, see you soon. Bye.